Hello, my name is Joshua Brown for the interview training company howtobecome.com, and in this presentation I will teach you how to drastically boost your chances of interview success with these top 5 interview tips. So if you have an interview coming up with any organisation, then please make sure you watch this video from start to finish, because I'm going to help you to stand out and succeed. Now, in order to help you pass your interview the easy way, I'm going to cover the following 3 things in this tutorial. Firstly, I'll give you 5 preparation tips that you can do in just 10 minutes. These preparation tips will drastically boost your chances of interview success. Next, I'll give you 5 quick but powerful tips and techniques to use in your interview to make you the standout candidate. Finally, I'll provide you with instant access to further resources to help you to pass. And just very quickly, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I want to help you to pass your interview, and I can only do that if you are subscribed. And please don't forget to hit that like button, because this tells me you find these tutorials useful. Okay, let's dive into those 5 preparation interview tips to boost your interview success. Okay, preparation interview tip number 1, study the job description. Why is this important? Well, all jobs advertise with a job description that lists what skills and qualities that are required from the ideal candidate. So this is your blueprint for success. So what should you do? Well, you need to take note of the skills needed for the position and match them to your own skills and use them in your answers. For example, if on the job description they state they're seeking someone who's a team player with great communication abilities, then throughout your interview answers, be sure to use those exact terms and back it up with evidence of where you've demonstrated those skills and qualities in previous job roles or educational experiences. Okay, preparation tip number 2. Spend 2 minutes researching the company. Well, why is this important? Well, because by showing the hiring manager that you have researched their company, it shows that you genuinely want to work for them and you're not just interested in the paycheck. What should you do? Well, number 1, firstly, take a quick look at the company's products and services. It's important to know exactly what the company does. Then number 2, visit the company's website and their About Us page. Learn some quick key facts about their history, their mission statement, and the awards that they've won. And then number 3, visit their social media channels and take note of their latest news stories. You can then impress the hiring manager by sharing facts about the company in your answers, especially to the questions, why do you want to work here? And what do you know about our company? Okay, preparation interview tip number 3. Perfect your interview introduction. Well, this is so important because when attending an interview, you'll first be asked to introduce yourself or be asked the question, tell me about yourself. Now, by giving a brilliant answer, you will immediately impress the hiring manager and also gain confidence for the rest of your interview answers. So what you need to do is use a short but brilliant and impactful answer to boost your chances of interview success and your confidence. So let's take a look at a great example answer to help you. Introduce yourself. I consider myself to be a hardworking, conscientious, trustworthy, and adaptable worker who appreciates the value of professionalism and cooperation in this position. I meet the requirements for this position in terms of education and experience. This means that when I start my new profession, I can make a positive difference right away. If you hire me, I'll be an excellent role model for the business and take responsibility for my own professional growth, making me of constant value to the business for many years ahead. That's a great example answer that's going to give you lots of confidence for the rest of your interview answers to come. Okay, preparation interview tip number 4. Practice your answers. This is so important because by preparing answers to the most common interview questions, you can answer confidently and be the standout candidate by giving excellent answers throughout your interview. Now, to do this, follow these steps. Number 1, write down your answers to the top 10 interview questions. Number 2, practice those answers you've written down in front of a mirror. This is really important. This will boost your confidence and dramatically improve your deliverability of your answers. And then finally, number 3, when you're confident, get your friends and family to mock interview you without your written answers down anywhere. By following those 3 things, you're dramatically going to boost your chances of success. I have seen this technique work great time and time again. Give it a try. Now don't go anywhere, as I still have more interview tips to give you, but when you're ready, click that link in the top right hand corner. It will take you through to my website, howtobecome.com, where you can get free instant access to my online interview training course for all job roles to give you the edge in your interview. And it's packed full of interview tips just like these, plus example top scoring brilliant example answers to all of the most common interview questions. Okay, here's the next interview tip for you. Preparation tip number 5. List 3 questions that you will ask the interviewer. So this is really important, because by showing engagement, by asking the hiring manager questions either throughout your interview and at the very end, not only does it show the hiring manager that you care about their company and the job role, but it also ends the interview on a positive note and puts you firmly in the mind of the interviewer. I'll share some great questions you can ask that will even get the interviewer picturing you in the job role. This is a powerful psychological trick that works great, and I'll show you that in just 2 seconds. So let me show you that now. Here are 5 great questions that you can ask. Let me know in the comment section below which ones you would choose, or if there are any that worked great for you in the past. Okay, question number 1 that I recommend. What would you like me to concentrate on in the first 3 months of starting in the role? That's a great question for you to ask the hiring manager. Number 2, in your view, how can I make the biggest positive impact in this role? Number 3, what past mistakes have others made in this role that you'd want me to avoid? Number 4, you seem to have a talented team here. Is it possible for me to introduce myself to members of the team before I leave today? And number 5, what would my success look like in the role in a few years from now? Okay, now that we've covered the top 5 interview preparation tips, let's now take a look at the 5 quick and powerful interview tips that you must use in your interview. These are crucial, so let's take a look. Interview tip number 1. Say you have researched their company. By saying, before applying, I researched your company to make sure I was an ideal fit for this role and that your values and goals aligned with my own, it tells the hiring manager that you truly care and are serious about working for their company and that you want to build a long-term career there. That's really important, because the hiring manager and the company don't want to spend more time and resources and money trying to hire up and train new members of staff for them to only leave and not want a long-term career with them. And remember, the majority of candidates, unfortunately, don't care which company they work for, they only care about getting paid. So by saying this statement above, you will stand out in a positive way. Make sure you say you've researched their company. Okay, interview tip number 2, use the STAR method. Now, when answering any behavioural interview questions, such as tell me about a time when you delivered excellent customer service, or describe a time when you worked as part of a team, make sure you use the STAR method to structure your answer. So the STAR technique or STAR method stands for S for situation. What was the situation that you found yourself in? T is for task. What was the task that needed to be carried out? A is for action. What action did you take to achieve the task? And R is for result. What was the positive end result following your actions? And it's important to note that I use the word positive there because you always want this situation to resolve positively. So make sure you always structure any answer you give to any behavior interview question using the STAR technique. Many companies actually officially mark answers based on the STAR technique themselves. So it's a great method to use for any job role and any job interview. Now, as a bonus tip, if you have not been in this situation before, that is okay. Instead, focus on when you've witnessed someone else in the position that handled that situation well, and more importantly, what you would do if faced with that situation. So for example, let's take a look at a brilliant example answer where you've not been in a situation before yourself. To the tough interview question, describe a time when you've delivered excellent customer service. Here we go. Although I've never held a job where I've had to give excellent service, I do know how to provide it. I understand that in this job, it is my responsibility to give your customers brilliant service because that encourages them to come back to the company. Only last week, I entered a store and the customer service assistant immediately welcomed me with a smile. They took the time to ask me some questions about the goods that I wanted to purchase, and they offered suggestions about the different products they had available. They then wrapped up my purchase carefully, showing that they cared before taking my payment and wishing me a good day before I went on my way. Because they were so nice and they made me feel welcomed and valued, I have since returned to the store on 2 further occasions to buy goods. I understand how important it is to provide great service, and I will always make sure I represent your business positively when dealing with your customers. Okay, let's move on to the next interview tip. Interview tip number 3 is wear a suit. I get far too many comments on this channel from people saying, why should I wear a suit to a fast food interview? They won't care. That is the wrong attitude. By wearing a suit, it shows you care about the job role, you have high standards, and you want to do a good job. Even if no one else turned up in a suit, it will make you stand out from the other candidates in a positive way. Always dress formally. Okay, job interview tip number 4. Overcome interview nerves. Now that is easier said than done, but here is a great trick for you. You can overcome interview nerves by doing a few things, but one great trick is to stop thinking of it as an interview and instead to start thinking of the situation as a meeting between yourself and a potential employer. Remember, they have to be the right fit for you too. So stop thinking of it as an interview and start thinking of it as a meeting. Interview tip number 5, present yourself positively. You can do this by smiling throughout your interview. By smiling, it tells the hiring manager that you are a positive person and you're likely to have a proactive, can-do attitude and get on well with their existing team. Number 2, do not be negative about your previous employment, co-workers, or management. Number 3, sit up straight in the interview chair. Good posture is very important. Keep your hands apart on either knee. And number 4, say thank you at the start and end of your interview. So for example, at the start of your interview, say this: thank you for inviting me to be interviewed here today. And at the end of your interview, use this closing statement: I would just like to say thank you for the opportunity to be interviewed for this position today. This role really does seem like an ideal fit for me, and this opportunity very much excites me. If you hire me, I promise to work hard to repay the trust you will have shown in taking me on in the position. Thank you. This tip is a great one as it's quick and simple to implement. So that was my top 5 interview tips that are going to boost your chances of success dramatically. So the next thing to do, if you'd like to download access to top scoring example answers to the most common interview questions and get the very best in job interview technique and quick win strategies to boost your chances of success today, is to please make sure you click that button in the top right hand corner of this video right now. Head through to my website, howtobecome.com, where you can access my online interview training masterclass for free for the first 30 days. It's guaranteed to help you prepare effectively for your interview and also, more importantly, put you ahead of the competition. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe, as I'm on a mission to help as many people as possible pass their job interviews, and I can only do that if you're subscribed. Please also hit that like button, as that encourages me to make more videos just like this one. And if you have any questions regarding any job interview with any company, please feel free to put the name of the job role that you're applying for in the comments section below, where I will get back to you with questions to prepare for and interview advice for that role specifically. And finally, don't forget to connect with me on LinkedIn. I've put my LinkedIn link in the description below. It's always great to connect with like-minded professionals such as yourself. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the best for your interview. Have a brilliant day.